Hello everyone! Last but not least, for my fall 2012 makeup coverage is Armani, and I do apologize for how long this video took for me to get up. The reason why it took me so long to produce this video is because I could not get my hands on the foundation. I ordered it through Nordstrom, and then there were issues with back order and etc, etc. So now I finally have two of the Maestro foundations. Yes, I have two because that's how much I love them. So I'm just going to go over the products really quickly before we move on to the tutorial for this look. It's actually a really simple look, but I love the way it came together. Everything's very toned down except for the eyes, so I hope you guys like the look. But first, again, we're going to review the foundation. So I have both foundations right here. I ordered 6.5 first, which is this one, and 6.5 is much more beige. So once the counters received it, I went back and purchased 4.5, which is much more yellow. But some of you may be wondering why I didn't just purchase 5.5 instead of going with both of these foundations. Like, what is the point of purchasing and spending money on both when you can just buy one, right? But 5.5, interestingly enough, was very pink compared to these two. When I mix these two together, I can get a perfect shade that's just yellow enough for my skin. I have redness around my cheeks, so I have broken capillaries from not wearing sunscreen as a child. So that's why when you are young, you should definitely, the number one thing you should be wearing is sunscreen. But the reason why I went out of my way to purchase a second bottle of this foundation is because it covers so well. Now, it looks seamlessly natural though. I have powdered my skin, so obviously it looks like I'm wearing foundation today because it gives me a completely smooth canvas. But I was careful when I filmed the tutorial. I waited until the last minute to apply my powder just so that you could see the skin up close. The oils in this foundation warm up with the skin. Now, there are a mix of dry and volatile oils, but the bottom line is, without going through all the technical jargon, now, by hydrate, I don't mean that it gives you a ton of moisture. It's not a particularly moisturizing foundation. I have normal skin and it just looks like real skin all day. Now, I can see why oily skins would be apprehensive about trying a foundation that does have oils, but keep in mind that amongst the oils there is a lot of silicone. Now, so people who try to avoid silicones may not like this foundation because it dries to a really nice natural silicone feeling finish. And the reason why I say feeling finish is because you can feel the silicones dry onto the skin as you blend it with your fingertips. The very first day I tried this foundation, my best friend came home and I asked her, does it look like I'm wearing foundation? And she said no. And she would never lie to me and tell me that I look like I'm wearing it because she knows I test beauty products all the time. But she really wasn't able to discern whether I was wearing foundation or not. And that just goes to show how natural and finished this foundation is. But it covers redness relatively well. My skin's been acting up a little bit because of hormones. I've been really stressed out, not getting enough sleep and sleeping at odd hours. So because of that, my skin is a little bit more red than normal in certain spots, but the foundation really works to cover it up well. So I love the finish because it's very natural again, and it lasts all day. So I only see shine at about maybe 10 hours just through the T-zone right here. I don't even see it on all of my forehead, just straight down the center of my face. But my nose is always the shiniest part of my face. But overall, I highly recommend the foundation, and if you can find a perfect shade, that would be even better. So 4.5 in terms of MAC would probably be around NC20, NC25, probably just right in the middle of that. And then for my 6.5, it's about an NC30, maybe just a touch darker, not as dark as NC35. As much as I love the Maestro foundation, I think this is best for normal skin and better for oily skin than for dry skin because this does accentuate dry patches. Luminous Silk though, even if you have dry skin, it doesn't really accentuate dry patches much, and it's very hydrating. So I really love this foundation for mature skin and for dry skin. I also have Lasting Silk, which is great. I love this foundation. Lasting Silk is actually really popular with most newscasters, and I think that Lasting Silk does last a little longer than Luminous Silk. They both last for at least 8 hours though. It's just that the Maestro foundation outlasts, all of them. So I really love this, and it does have a broad spectrum, which means it has UVA and UVB sunscreen of 15. Now for the Giorgio Armani Maestro Eraser. This is a dark circle concealer, and for $40, I do not think this is worth the money. I had really high expectations for this after reading reviews, but for $40, I would much rather pay the extra $22, I believe, and purchase a foundation instead, because the foundation is somewhat brightening. Honestly, when I wear just 4.5 alone underneath my eyes, I see the same in terms of results. So I purchased number 3. I saw 3 different colors in store. And 3 was slightly more pink, and I felt like it would counteract my under eye circles the best. 2.5 is actually an orange salmon color, but it leaned too far orange in my opinion. I don't think it would have been as effective in counteracting dark circles, especially if you're fair. But I would just stick to Bobbi Brown's correctors, which have just the right amount of salmon and pink. I also believe that in terms of concealer, Bobbi Brown's concealer is much more worth the money, because for someone like me who doesn't really suffer from dark circles much, I don't really need a dark circle concealer. I would rather have a concealer that I can use all over the face and under my eyes, and that's why I think for $22 or so, this Bobbi Brown concealer is much more cost effective. Now for the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill Waterproof Mascara. This is one of my top 5, top 3 mascaras. I love this one because it gives just the right amount of curl hold. It's a little softer in feel than the Lancome Hypnous Drama Waterproof, which is my very favorite mascara, but I love the way the brush feels against the eyes. It's really soft, it's not difficult to use. People aren't scared by the shape like they are with the Lancome Hypnous Drama, which is an S shape. Unfortunately, the Eyes to Kill Waterproof Mascara is still a limited edition. I don't know why they just don't make it permanent, because it's usually available online all year round through Nordstrom or Saks or Neiman's, probably even Bloomingdale's. But I really love this, and I highly recommend it for those of you who want a waterproof mascara that holds curl and you want something that's high-end. It's just an all-around really nice mascara. Lips, I have the 505 Sheer, and Armani recently relaunched their sheer lipstick formula, so they're now called the Rouge d'Armani sheers. They didn't used to come with the magnetic packaging last year, but I really love the new color range. I am wearing a baby pink today just because this is one of my normal go-to lipstick shades for everyday purposes, but they do have brighter pinks that won't wash you out and give you this smoky effect as much. So because I haven't done a smoky look in a long time, I really wanted to put this look together to give you guys a little bit of a different look. I wanted to add a bit of variety with the looks that I did. The YSL had the red lip, the Burberry was more of the brown earthy tones, and this is more of the classic smoky look. So I really love this lipstick. I highly recommend you guys give it a try if you have dry lips. I really love Armani's formulas because they really nourish the skin. Now for my favorite product of all time, which is the eyeliner. The waterproof Smooth Silk Pencil is now permanent. I spoke to an Armani rep who recently went to training, and they have decided, the company has decided to keep this item permanent just because I think it received so much great feedback. So in the summer it was called the Aqua Pencil. Now the official name is the Waterproof Smooth Silk Eye Pencil. And of course for the eyes and lips are actually from the summer. I didn't include these in a video just because I had been wearing them a lot and I talked about them on Twitter and Instagram with my friends. But if you guys didn't catch any of those conversations, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, I post a lot of pictures of makeup or new things that I'm trying on there, so definitely take a look at that. My username is RAEview, just like this channel. 24 and 25 are both really gorgeous. I went to the counter to purchase 24, which is the dark brown, excuse me. But I purchased 25 once I saw it because I realized how gorgeous the texture was. So 25 is more of an olive tone. It's cooler, it's more of a silky metallic texture. It has really, really multi-dimensional shimmer. It almost looks like an antiqued gold, but with an olive tone. And some people don't like olives, which is totally understandable. I really like it when it's worn with number 24. Now, a lot of people said if you buy 24 or 25, you don't need both. You can just pick one. But I actually think that they look great worn together, which is why I put them in the tutorial today. Now, 24 is more of a smoky color. It has a warm base. It's more of a chocolate brown with bronze. And I really like this one. I wish it was a little darker brown, but I'm still fine with it. It's slightly sheerer in pigmentation when compared to number 25, because 25 is really, really rich, but 24 is a great shade to smoke along the outer corners, which I did in this video. So I highly recommend both, and definitely take a look at them at a counter if you can first. Now last but not least for the blush, I did want to talk about the Armani blush because usually I don't talk about Armani permanent products. And the number 2 blush is actually a little bit more difficult to find than other blushes. This is a warm pink with a slight beige tone, but it's a very light colored blush. So it's great for fair women. It's great for those who just want a really natural looking blush color, just enough to highlight the cheeks without adding too much color. And I really love this one. I ordered it through the Armani Beauty website because I couldn't find it in stores. So now, without any further ado, let's get started with the tutorial. As always, we're going to start with foundation, and you really want to shake this bottle up like I said in the review. You really want the pigments to distribute evenly or else you're not going to get the coverage and the color that you want. So I have 4.5 here and 6.5 here, and I'm going to mix the two. First, I'm going to take a couple drops of 4.5. There it is. And then I'm going to mix with about 1 drop of 6.5. And then I'm going to blend them together, warm up the product. And then I'm going to apply them to my face. Just blending evenly, starting at the center because that's usually where you need the most coverage. It's almost like having a custom foundation, especially now that I have 2 shades. It's really easy to match almost anybody that's darker than NC20 and NC25. And whenever you use your fingers with foundation, I like to use a makeup wipe. This one is by Olay. They're a regular clean feel wipe. I like to wash my hands down with the wipe just because there is a lot of foundation residue there, especially if you're wearing a white shirt, you don't want any transfer. Now we're going to move into concealer, and this is the Maestro Eraser in shade 3. And because this product is very runny, you want to be careful. And I'm just going to start patting it into the eye area. I like to let it set just a little bit, just because the product is so thin. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. And when you let the product set, it actually helps dry it out a little bit, and because this product takes so long to dry, unlike the foundation which sets into the skin almost immediately after blending it in, you really want to be careful with how much you use of this, and because there is shimmer to it, you don't want to put it all over your face. So just pat it in until you feel that it's dry to the touch. Now to cover my blemishes, I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown concealer. And that's actually it for the complexion. I know it was rather simple, everything was done with the hands, but I really love the way this foundation looks. It's very completely seamlessly natural, so I do highly recommend the foundation. So now I'm going to move on to the rest of my face, starting with my eyebrows. I am going to use my Shiseido Natural Brow Pencil. But the smaller the strokes, the more they look like eyebrow hairs. Now that my brows are filled in, I'm going to move into the eyes with my Armani Eyes to Kill eyeshadows. I'm going to first pick up number 25 with my ring finger. And I'm going to just pat this gently all over the lid, and then use windshield wiper motions to gently bring in the color. Now I'm slowly going to carry it up the lid. Now I'm going to take 24 and smudge it against my lash lines. Now I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush and blend out that top. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of 24 and smudge it along the lower lash line. You could take it as far in as you would like. Then blend out with a clean finger. Now I'm going to line my eyes with my favorite pencil. This is the waterproof silk pencil. And I'm going to thickly rim my upper eyes with this. The brown is very soft and not so noticeable against the olive tones of the eyeshadow, so you can build it up. Now that my liner is done and I've curled my lashes, I'm going to apply my Eyes to Kill waterproof mascara. It's flat when you look at it from the side, and then it fans out. It's a really, really nice mascara, one of my favorites. So I'm going to wear false lashes today to amp up the look. So I'm just going to coat my lashes gently with the mascara. So that's the upper lashes done, and now I'm going to do my lower lashes. And now I'm just going to throw on some false lashes, and now my eyes are complete. So now we're going to zoom out and finish up the rest of the face. Now usually I would powder right after foundation, but I like the Maestro oils to warm up a little bit and then apply powder. So now I'm going to use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish just in the center of my face. And now I'm going to take my Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder, and I'm just going to contour my cheekbones a little bit. Now I'm going to add some blush so I get some color on my face with the number 2 Armani blush. It's a nice light pink. Got some powder residue in my hair. Brush that out. And last but not least, I'm going to use my lip sheer. This is the Rouge d'Armani sheer, in 505. I love how moisturizing these are. They immediately make my lips feel less parched. So it is a very nude pink lip, but I really like the contrast between the not so dark eyes. I mean, I could have made them even smokier, but I like the olive contrast against the blue pink lips. So it's not so stark that it's very Nicki Minaj, but I really like the way it looks. So, you know, that's the completed. And I do hope you enjoyed it. It's a relatively simple look, but this video was less about the tutorial and more about the review of the foundation. So I hope you guys found it all helpful, and best of luck with your shopping needs. If you have any further questions about any of the products that I showed today, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye.